It is important to know what your body type is before you decide to dress it. We've had some significant changes in the American female population. In 1985, the average American woman was a size 8, weighed 123 pounds, and was 5 foot 3 inches. Today, the average American woman is a size 14, weighs 168 pounds, and is 5'3". What has happened is that due to the significant change in the size and weight of the female population, there's been this emergence of different body types, and finding the right clothing helps you enhance and maximize the body type that you have. It's very important to dress the body that you have today. Some of us are in the habit of dressing the body that we used to have, the body that we used to have 10 years ago, or the body that we used to have 20 years ago. A lot of us are in the habit of dressing the body that we plan to have. We go to the store and we buy something and we say, oh, that'll look great if I lose 20 pounds. But sometimes you don't lose the 20 pounds and you end up wearing something that's not right for you. One of the new body shapes to emerge in recent times is the barrel body shape. This is very different because traditionally women have always carried their weight on the hips and the thighs. But this is where the person carries most of their body weight around the midsection. One of the best things you can do is have a monochromatic look. Make sure that you're wearing the same color from head to toe, and then make sure your shoes match your pants, because that way it gives you a long, extended body frame. Also, it's very important to make sure that your pants are a flat front and they flow beautifully. And also, when you wear a top, make sure that it's nipped slightly at the waist so it still gives you a shape. What you're trying to do here is elongate the body and take attention away from the midsection. And we've done it here cleverly with accessories. You see the long earring and the long necklace, again just opening up the face and just bringing a beautiful silhouette to the body. Absolute don'ts if you're a barrel shape is definitely stay away from anything that's cropped, anything that exposes or brings attention to the midsection. And that includes pleated pants or drawstring pants. You also want to definitely stay away from anything that's cut on the bias, because it has a tendency to cling to the body and you want things to just drape and flow beautifully away from the body. The pear body shape is the most common body shape in America right now. Roughly about 60% of women fall into this category. The pear body shape is where your hips are about 4 inches or more than your waist, and your waist and bust don't differ significantly. One of the key things that you have to work with in this body shape is to bring balance. So you do that by putting a dark color on the bottom and then a bright color or a print on the top, because visually that helps to balance the top and the bottom. In addition, what you want to do is always make sure that again you keep a longer line, and by having a monochromatic color on the outside, it helps to bring the line longer. And then you see again how her shoes match her pants, again giving her this beautiful, beautiful long leg. So what you definitely don't want to do when you have the pear body shape is the reverse. You don't want a bright color or print at the bottom and a dark color on the top, because that creates imbalance. You also want to make sure that you don't wear anything that's overly boxy or that you cinch at the waist, because when you cinch something at the waist, it creates extra fabric on the bottom, which again accentuates the bottom area. It's also very important that when you're wearing pants that you look at 2 details. One is a bootleg cut is really flattering because the wideness of the leg helps balance the hips, and also make sure that you're wearing a lower waist bottom. By lower waist, I mean where the waist just sits slightly below your natural waist. I don't mean a lower rise bottom. So you can see here she looks fantastic and really pulled together in this amazing fall look for her body shape. One of the new body shapes to emerge is the apple body shape. The apple body shape is when you're 5'3" and under and your waist measurement is 2 inches larger than your bust or your hip. With the apple shape, again, you want to create this illusion of a long length. So doing something monochromatic really helps in elongating the body. And here we've even used an accessory, a necklace, to create this long length. The clothing that works best on the apple shape is where you take something that's soft and maybe you pair it with something that's structured. A softer neckline, a U neckline or a cowl neckline works better. When you have the apple shape, you absolutely want to stay away from anything that's cropped, whether it be a cropped pant or a cropped top, because it cuts up the body and does not give you the illusion of length. You also want to stay away with anything that has a wide waistband, because that again cuts up your body. And you also want to make sure that you're always maintaining this beautiful long lean line, and stay away from anything that's too tight. Just have clothing that beautifully flows over the body. The straight body type is defined when your bust, waist and hip measurement do not differ by more than 2 inches in any instance. When you have a straight body type, you want to really break up those lines and you want to create curves, because curves is what people love. And you do that by having beautiful feminine details. Definitely something like a ruffle would help. And also you make sure that your top is fitted. If you look at this top here, it's got a great defined waistline. A push-up bra will always help too in creating these curves. When you are the straight body type, there are certain things you definitely want to stay away from. Stiff fabrics, because the stiff fabrics just emphasize the linear straight lines of the body. You want to stay away from styles that are very masculine, because once again they emphasize the straightness of the body. And you definitely want to stay away from things that are overly structured or tailored. When working with the inverted triangle body type, that is where your bust measurement is 3 inches or more greater than your waist and hip measurement. It's very important to rebalance the body, and you do that by wearing a lighter color on the bottom and a darker color on the top. It's also very important to keep your top really simple, because what that does is again brings attention to your whole body as opposed to your top. A V-neck is really fantastic because it opens up the neck and really elongates the body and just brings the right kind of attention to the top. When you are an inverted triangle, some absolute don'ts is obviously the reverse. You don't want to do a dark color on the bottom and a light color on the top, because it will not give you the balance that you want. You also want to stay away from puff sleeves or any very elaborate sleeve detail, because again that brings a lot of focus to the top of the body. It's also very important to stay away from any jacket that has like a large lapel or a big collar detail. So it's all about balance, and you can see we beautifully achieved this balance here. If you are fortunate enough to have the hourglass shape, it is a shape that most women desire and men absolutely love. With the hourglass shape, what you want to do is bring emphasis to your waist, because that is the smallest portion of your body. The hourglass shape is defined when your waist is 4 inches or more smaller than your bust and your hip. So with the hourglass shape, you want to make sure that you wear a fabric that drapes beautifully over the curves without clinging to them, so it can showcase them. It's also important when you're wearing hourglass to show some skin. Here, if you notice, we have the bare arm to balance out and again bring emphasis to the beautiful silhouette that we have. When you are hourglass, you want to stay away from anything that's baggy or oversized. Something like a sweatshirt would be the worst thing that you can do, because it does not showcase your waist at all. You also definitely want to stay away from anything that ends at the fullest point of your body, which is usually your low hip. So you want to keep this beautiful, unbroken, long line that puts emphasis on the shape. And something like a long earring can help, again, bring that long emphasis in. And using a belt at the waist brings more emphasis into how narrow and beautiful your waist is. 5 simple rules for you to remember. Always create verticality, maximize your assets, minimize your liabilities. And here I challenge you, because something you may think is a liability may not be a liability. So really look at that. But if you feel something is a liability, do try to do things that will take the emphasis away from it. Always try to create an hourglass look, because that's a look that everybody loves. And remember, it's very simple. It's all about balance. If you have a big top and a small bottom, you try to rebalance it. So it's all about maintaining that beautiful sense of balance and proportion.